Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my ReCore walkthrough. This is mission 17, it's assembly. I'm on the flyer, who has one of my favourite animations in this game. He does this awesome celebration, and it has to be said, folks, even if you think this game looks like a piece of shit, and even if you think that Jules' movement looks a bit awkward, the animation on that flyer when he's all happy and he's kind of doing the most muscular pose and cheering for himself, it's so goddamn charming and really fun to watch. I like him a lot. He's also a very powerful ally as well, this little flyer dude. But he comes at a cost, and the cost you might not have realised is he isn't himself, he isn't his own identity, he's not a person. He's just like an addendum to a robot. So you have to put either Mac, Duncan or Seth into him, which sounds kind of erotic for robots, but it's not. It's just you put their core inside him and they get the stats and then they get the bonus of what it does. So you have to once again do without one of your dudes, which I think is a little shitty. This is us actually going for some cores here, so I'm going to use our new flyer ability, which is just a glider. It's just a fancy glider. And we're going to use him to get to this platform to get a prismatic orb. And then we're going to do it again to get another one. And at this point, you have all the traversal tools you'll need. Oh, by the way, guys, I thought I was recording when I did this originally, so there's not going to be me getting the cores. I'm just going to show you where they are, because I fucked up. It happens, you know. I'm always surprised when it happens, too. But it still happens. And I've got a couple of good excuses at the moment for it happening. My mouse is being very temperamental, and I don't know why. I've checked the drivers, I've kind of like blown into it and shit, and I've checked its optical bottom and all that kind of good stuff. It feels like it should be just a fully functional mouse, but there are times when I click and the click doesn't register. I hear the noise, it looks like it's a solid mouse click, but the fucking screen doesn't react. And every so often it's dropping my clicks, and I've googled on you know, mouse dropping clips, mouse dropping input, stuff like that, mouse not responding, all these kind of things. And you go to these forums full of a million pages of people having issues that are completely unrelated and nothing like the one that you have. And I'm not going to put a thread on them because I don't care that much. If it's on the way out, I'll just buy another one. But I was looking for what they recommended and checking all these things and changing all these things, and it still seems to be happening every so often. And it can go for periods of time when it's not working. I've checked my antivirus, you know, I've checked if there's any malware or something fucking my computer. I've checked a few things, but every so often just dropping those clicks. And there are occasional moments where it'll double click. And one of those that always happens, have you ever had two windows open at the same time over each other, and you go to close one and it closes both of them? Isn't that the most fucking annoying thing on the planet? I swear to God. Them Kosovans in the middle of a war zone don't know what they've got. You know, that's quality compared to double mouse clicks. It's ridiculous. But I think that I've done that, where I've gone to press record and it's double-clicked by accident and stopped it, and I've not realised, which it's still my fault because I monitor stuff when I'm recording and it's my job to make sure this shit's happening. Which is why PVRs are so much better than fucking Elgato bag of dick machine. Because that's the thing where it looks like it's working and then you look at the RAWs and they're fucked up and artifact and trash and have no audio and all the other problems are desynced and all those wonderful things that Maximilian doesn't tell you about while he's selling them to you because he's sponsored by them, the lucky bastard. You can sponsor me if you want, Elgato, but all I'm going to do is talk shit about you, so it's probably a terrible idea. And that's one of the reasons I'm probably not sponsored. Because sponsors don't like you saying anything remotely truthful about their products. What's that, Triton? Your headsets always break within the first year? Well, at least you had 9 sweet months. Fuck you, Triton. You know, if you want a headset, guys, don't buy Triton. Don't buy Turtle Beach. You've got to pay for your headset if you want quality, and I learnt that the hard way. And you think you're buying quality with Turtle Beach and Triton. You're not. You're just buying something that's going to break. Inevitably. Headphones, they're all going to break, so don't buy them. If we stop buying them, maybe they'll make them better, but they don't think they will. You know their answer to fucking cable problems with earphones? Is to take them away. Have you any idea how easy it is to lose them with the cable on them? Come on, nah. That's ridiculous. And these things don't cost like $20. They're expensive. Ridiculous. What was I saying? Something. Just craziness. The type of stuff like... I don't understand. Can you imagine being sponsored by something you know is bad? Or you know has problems for some people, and problems that when you go to their forums, it's kind of on a mechanical side. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I was going to leave a very scathing report on Amazon over the the Elgato that I picked up, just to warn people. I wasn't going to be, you know, like, fuck Elgato, fuck this. I was just going to say, if you are heavily intensive on recording gameplay, and you use it a lot, and you aspire to a certain measure of quality, then there is a chance, a small chance, because the rest of the reviews on this are very positive, that this machine will fail you. That's what I was going to put. That's what I did put, until they were like, can you please change your review? Because they don't want them, do they? And they contacted us because of the review. And they gave me another one. They gave me like a complete new one. And it did the same fucking thing. It broke within the first recording session because that's just a piece of shit. I'm sorry. That software, hardware, whatever you want to say, is just, on my setup, isn't good. There are plenty of people that have said nothing but great things about it, and it's awesome. But for me, it didn't work. And I like to stick with what works. I'm kind of old-fashioned like that. But, which were nice of them, you know, to give me a replacement and everything, but I couldn't be sponsored by them because I couldn't sell it to you guys because I'd feel like I was lying. I really would. You know, and even when I was selling things to you, I would also sell the known faults because I'm also a firm believer that you need to be aware of what can happen. Like, I really like Astros, I do, but the cable for Astros is dog shit. It should be a braided cable and it's not. So the first thing that happened when I bought mine off of Hobo Jesus, who you've probably seen in the comments, who's a really nice guy and a friend of mine, the first thing I did was break the fucking jack on him. Because I wear headphones while I'm gaming next to my PC while I'm sat on my bed. And I went to do something, and as I leant forward on my knee, I must have put too much tension on the cable, and it just bent it on an angle, so I had a bent input jack. So I went to the store to buy a new one, and they were sold out on 2 meter cable, so I had to buy a 1 meter cable. And I've already mentioned this for the old school guys who have been here a while. So now my headphones are essentially part bondage gear as well, and it literally fucking chokes me, and I can't move at all, and it's an absolute nightmare. And I hate it, and I think it's trash, and I think it's really bad. And I would still sell Astros because the headphones are amazing, and the cable itself is great too. They take a lot of hammer, but I just happened to break one, and now I'm stuck with a dog collar for some German guy named Hans. Because of course everybody in Germany is named Hans. But it's one of those things where I would mention that if you buy a headset like this, the first thing that fails on almost every headset is the cable, because they don't make them good enough, and there are certain companies that do. I can't remember the one that Saki was on about. But he mentioned a company that, I think it was Sennheiser maybe, that have got, you know, probably the best cables on the business, and because of the braided quality of them. And it's, I don't know why you can buy a headset for over 200 quid. Like, what are Astros nowadays brand new? Is it 150 for the headset, 100 quid for the mixers, or 250 for the full package? That's a lot of money. You know, for essentially they're marketing them to kids who want to be COD players and want that advantage, don't they? And that's a lot of money to be dropping on something where the cable was probably bought in Poundland. And I just don't know. That's why it's so good that the Astros have that jack where you can pull the cable out of the headset, so if the cable goes, you haven't got fucked headsets, you've just got a fucked cable, which is so intelligent. Why doesn't Triton and the other guys do that? I hope they do now. I haven't bought one of their products in a while. I don't know why this became Tech TV with Chris, but it certainly did. But it's true, you know, if I were to get sponsored by anything, it would be because I believed in it, because it was good. And if it had problems, I would tell you. And if the company was like, Chris, we don't like you talking about this, I'd be like, well, I'm not fucking selling it then. Because I can't stand marketing. Because that's what marketing is. I was going to say, I can't stand like disingenuous or lying, bullshit, fluffing marketing. And that's marketing, isn't it? There's no such thing as marketing without deception. Because the entire point of it is to essentially hypnotize you into buying a product that you don't need. So I guess I'm just not good at that. Like many things I'm not so good at. Which is why if anything ever does pop up on here and I'm, you know, Seraphim 17 brought to you by Viagra, because it really works and I'm a sad man. Like, if it's ever anything like that, you know, at least I'm going to, you know, stand by it. Because how many people do you see that advertise this shit and you don't even see it all that much? You just see the watermarks and you see the plugs and stuff, but you don't hear them talking about how good it is. You don't hear them using it. You don't see them using it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cynical. I wish I did as well. The only people I think I see who actually come through with stuff like that are people in probably the COD community, where they're using the scuff controllers and they're using the Astro headsets, and or like the fighting game stuff, you know, where they've got the Mad Cat shirt on and they've got the Mad Cat stick. Mad Cats, now that's a company to be sponsored by. Did you know that they're the people who are reliable for, is it Astros and Tritons or something like that, one of the headset companies? They're the parent company. Didn't even realise. The brand itself is separate, but it's owned by them. Because when you go to the customer services, you go to the same fucking place, and it's the same people that pissed you off last time, which is fun. But Mad Catz, on fight sticks, seem really, really good. I wish more companies were better with that stuff, because I think customer service is really important. And if you've ever worked in customer service, you realise just how important it is, because you see the kind of money that gets thrown around and just the importance of all of it. Like, companies are not bothered by losing a little bit of money as long as they can keep that illusion of happy customers, because it's so powerful in today's era, especially, you know, with social networking and stuff like that. Like, look at ReCore. All over the internet, this game is getting slammed. And it's not that bad of a game. It's got a lot of problems, but it's a solid game. You wouldn't think that, though, if you read half the shit going there. And it's a fantastic example of a game and a company that have lost the social media awareness. They've lost the PR marketing contest. They've come last. So this game is getting judged really harshly. And I found it funny that IGN's review was not the worst review on the planet, but then they've done a bunch of feature stories on the game where it seems like they liked it more than it came across in the review. Have you noticed that? That's an interesting one. Like, some people have mentioned that there are times when it sounds like I don't really like the game that I'm covering when I make a walkthrough. And you'll know if I don't like the game, because I generally say it several times, but a lot of the times it's just me mentioning parts that went wrong when I was playing, and it doesn't necessarily come from a position of I don't like the game. It comes from a position of the game can really fuck you, and here's a great example. You know, like, I was really sad at ReCore, but now I'm actually quite happy because I haven't played it in a while, so my opinion is mellowed a little bit, so I'm hopefully not going to be quite as condemning as I was earlier. But thank you for watching. That was all over the place, wasn't it, the commentary? Hopefully there was something in there you could take forward. But as always, you take care now.